Hey drivers, Dr. Nuesse from EasyDOTphysicals.com back again with an update video here. And again, this update is going to be specifically for commercial CDL drivers and the doctors, the medical examiners that provide DOT physicals. There is another twist in, I guess, what I'm going to start referring to as the saga of this NR2 system. I've done a number of videos now on the updates that the FMCSA is trying to undergo to get everything digital and do away with all the paper copies as proof of passing the DOT physical. That was supposed to be a very smooth process. It is not it's turning into a very rough process. So a new waiver, and I'm reading from an email that I just got here, a new waiver was issued on July 14th by the FMCSA, issuing a temporary waiver to support the ongoing transition to the medical examiner's certificate integration, the NR2 system, which replaces the traditional paper-based process with a secure electronic transmission of medical certification data. So I believe one of the issues, and I've thought this for years now, that they were running into is that the medical card, that piece of paper or that little card that you get, whatever it is, that paper copy is very easy to access. You can just go onto the internet and type in to Google DOT medical card and pull that piece of paper up and print it off. And I think one of the issues is people were just forging those, filling those out, signing them, and using that as proof that they can drive when they had not passed the DOT physical. So I think that's one of the major concerns that they're trying to fix by making one secure digital place that only the doctor's office has access to or can manipulate the information, and then other people can just read the information. And that would fix that issue for sure, unless you can find a doctor that's like a mob doctor that would just kind of write whatever you want. But barring that circumstance, this will be a very secure system. So I think that's one of the things they were trying to solve for. But this has definitely not been a smooth process. There's another twist in the saga here, and this is a waiver that the FMCSA just put into place, and the waiver allows CDL and CLP holders, so commercial drivers or people that are learning to be commercial drivers, as well as the motor carriers, to continue to use the paper copies of the medical examiner's certificate of proof of medical certification for up to 15 days after issuance. So you can't use them for an extended period of time. If the date that it's dated on the medical certificate is within 15 days, you can still use it as proof that you've passed the DOT physical and are medically cleared to drive. After 15 days, you cannot use that paperwork anymore. And again, the issue here that they were running into, and they said this was going to be an issue, is that drivers were getting the DOT physical done right up to their expiration date, like a day or two before. And believe me, that's the majority of the drivers that I see. And then we have to enter their information into the database. That goes to the FMCSA, and then the FMCSA sends that information to the state where they have their CDL, where they have their driver's license. And that process is taking too long. So they're looking like they're expired for maybe a few days because they've just had their DOT physical, they're getting ready to expire, and that process, they're still in this loop of trying to get the information updated. Now, we are lucky we are in Ohio. Ohio is one of the states that has completely updated their system and is in compliance with this NR2. So we can put in a driver's information after they've passed the DOT physical. That will go to the FMCSA, and it goes to Ohio. It goes to Ohio if the driver has an Ohio driver's license and their driver's license is updated. We haven't heard any issues yet. We haven't heard any feedback from drivers saying they're not getting their certification. It seems to be pretty smooth in Ohio. But right across the river, we're in Cincinnati, so right across the river, Kentucky, they are not compliant. So we have drivers that come in all the time that are from Kentucky, and they actually still have to take the paper copy and give it to Kentucky to update their license. So it's just very confusing because all states are not compliant at this point. Again, I've made a completely separate video on the states that are and are not. If you want to look up your state, it's very easy to do that. Just check out that video. But right now, what's supposed to happen, the update for, again, medical examiners and drivers, is all medical examiners should still be issuing the paper copy right now. They said a month ago that there was going to be no more paper copy. You were not to be issuing the paper copy. And again, my belief is that it's because issuing that paper copy and using that paper copy as proof, it's so easy to forge. It's just kind of a useless, it's just a piece of paper, but us being able to enter it into a secure system where only the doctor has access to manipulating the data and everybody else can just read the data, that makes it a much more secure process. But for now, we are still, and if you're a medical examiner, you're still to be issuing the medical card, the medical certificate. And if you are a driver, ask for the medical certificate every time. Even if your state is compliant, ask for the medical certificate. Now, depending on your state, will determine what you do with that medical certificate, but you can still keep that with you for up to 15 days to prove that you've passed the DOT physical, even in a state that is compliant with NR2 like Ohio and most of the other states. But in Kentucky, you will take that piece of paper still to the driver's license agency and update your license yourself, update your CDL yourself. I hope that makes sense. Please ask me questions in the comments section below. I will try my best to answer those. If this still seems confusing, it's still a little confusing to us. It's like a day-to-day thing. We get new updates on what we should be doing. We weren't issuing medical certificates for probably 2 weeks, and then we started to again only for people that were out of states. We were checking their state. Is it Kentucky? Well, you get a piece of paper. Is it Ohio? Well, you do not get a piece of paper. And then they came out with everybody now should get a piece of paper because they're taking too long to update the driver's license agency. So that's where we stand. Every driver, every CDL driver and non-CDL commercial driver, because we do a lot of DOT physicals on drivers that are still required to have a DOT physical, but not a CDL. Everybody now still gets the paper copy. That's where we are right now. So again, I hope this makes sense. I will be back with more updates. Stay subscribed here. Until next time, everybody, stay safe.